Therapy Thursday with Justine. So I've been in the therapy field for over 16 years, and I've obviously talked for over 16 years about self-talk. However, there is a big piece of it that is changing a lot for me in my life, just like both through the work that I'm doing in personal development with my Plexus team and my Plexus business, but then also working with a new coach in regards to especially the work I'm doing with Ever Upward. And so self-talk, how do you speak to yourself? There are so many books on this and so many experts. And so one of them, we talk about Kristin Neff and Brené's work and the Daring Way curriculum in particular. So Kristin Neff talks about self-compassion versus confidence. So talking to yourself as if you're talking to a loved one. And then on top of that, being mindful of your emotional state. So being mindful of like what you are feeling, talking to yourself like you are your own friend, and then also common humanity. So like reminding yourself that you're not the only person to have ever gone through this situation or to feel this way. So self-compassion is a great place to start when it comes to self-talk. Then you can get into Shad Helmstetter, which is the old school book that I'm leading my Plexus team through right now, is What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. Marissa Peer, which I have talked about before, the whole I am enough, telling yourself that I am enough, lying to your brain so that you can steal back the happiness that you were born with by cheating fear. So you lie to your brain. That's Marissa Peer. She's phenomenal. She partners with Vishen Lakhiani. So like all of these people and all of these books that I have read. So now I'm working with a new coach, and she's having me read Louise Hay, Heal Your Life, which I talked about last week. It's a little woo-woo for me. And now she's having me read an even more woo-woo book, like completely woo-woo. However, it does make sense and it is totally helpful. But one of the things that I wanted to share with you this week, because I've asked clients to do this for a long time, like write down your thoughts so that they are less powerful. Like if you can't sleep at night, write down your thoughts in a journal because it makes them less powerful. Now, don't reread them. We don't reread our journals. That's an old 1980s romantic comedy like thought. Don't reread them. Get those thoughts out, make them less powerful. However, also writing down affirmations is very powerful, like writing down your goals and writing down your affirmations, then repeating them to yourself multiple times a day, or saying them out loud is even more powerful, or recording them on your phone and listening to it in the background. So one of the assignments that Cassandra is having me do is every morning, she's added to my morning and my nighttime routine. Like I wasn't doing enough stuff already. Chad is always kind of like, what are you doing now? But he gets this, happy and healthy Justine. So like it obviously works. So every morning for 5 minutes, I am looking in the mirror and saying my affirmation. And 5 minutes before I go to bed at night, I'm looking in the mirror and saying my affirmation. And the affirmation that she has me working on in the morning and at night are, I am enough right now as I am. And I will tell you, the first 3 days were tough. I actually still get tearful almost every time I do it. I think the tears usually start as resistance, that part of my brain telling me that I'm not, the world telling me that I'm not enough. And then it usually ends up being tears that I do start to really at least know that I'm telling myself that I am enough. I think some of this work is like, don't get tripped up on thinking that you have to believe it right away. We're really trying to re-record the subconscious and change that thought process and really open yourself up to receive what you are really meant to receive in this world. So I am enough right now as I am. I'm doing that 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes at night. Then the other affirmation that she has given me, especially when I'm feeling angst when it comes to particularly Ever Upward, but I'm using it for everything, is I accept and trust the process of life. I am safe. I actually, just before I hit record, I'm practicing this right now because I just got some pretty big criticism that I'll have to release a statement on later this week. And so I trust and accept the process of life. I am safe. That is one that is way more difficult to believe, but I do find the more I say out loud when I'm feeling that angst or being triggered, emotionally triggered, it does definitely help. So what I have noticed is that like I feel better. I'm less reactive. I'm more calm. I'm not feeling this internal pressure that was starting to suffocate me and drown me. I also have felt major resistance pop up with it. I mean, one night last week, I literally felt like I was choking, because the doer part of my brain was like, what are you doing? You have to keep hustling. Like, this is never going to work if you don't. And so I've always been working on surrendering. If you have followed any of my faith wrestle the last few years, that is one of the biggest things. I am asking for forgiveness from Jesus that I keep picking up what I have put down at his feet. I have to surrender. He's got it. He's in control. I know it's okay. But more so than that, like, I know I can trust and accept the process of life. I know I am safe, even in the shitstorm of everything when stuff goes wrong. I've survived pretty hard and bad, and I'm okay. I'm better than okay because I've done the work. So I'm asking you this week, what is the story that you're telling yourself? That's what we say in the Rising Strong process. What is the story that you are telling yourself? I want you to write it down. I want you to type it up. I want you to get it out, and then I want you to directly challenge it. I want you to change it. If that means that the only thing that you can come up with in regards to changing that story is that I am enough, fine, I am enough. But then you are going to repeat that to yourself. If you're really courageous, you're going to look in the mirror for 5 minutes every morning and every night. Join me. I mean, what do you have to lose? It's 10 minutes out of your day. Do it for a whole week and see what you get. Why not? I am safe. I accept myself. I am enough right now as I am. I trust and accept the process of life. I give and receive love. I believe I am abundant. Whatever these thoughts. If you need help on some of the positive affirmations, comment below and I will give you a whole bunch of them from all of the different resources I've mentioned in this video. So there's your Therapy Thursday. Talk to yourself. Sound like a crazy person, but you'll be happier. Have a good week.